Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another great edition of the Grue Rume Show. And for the Grue Rume today, we got a great actress, and her name is Fiona Rene. And I'm really looking forward to talking to her. She starred in the television series I Know What You Did Last Summer. It's a horror television series, and we're going to talk to her about that and talk to her about horror films and about other stuff that she's been in. I am Rocco Cross. I am the host Stutters, and I am the host of the Grue Room. And my interview with Fiona is coming up next. Yeah. Okay, welcome to Grue, and thanks so much for taking time out of your night coming on the show.
Of course, I'm happy to be here. Thank you, Rocco.
Thank you. And I apologize if you keep hearing my dog bark in the background. Like he doesn't know when to be quiet, and someone is watching him. So
I love it. He's more than welcome. I've got cats. They're not nearly as loud. Sometimes annoying, but not too much.
Okay, here you go. I know it's he does it on spite. I think like he'll be quiet and sleeping while I'm watching television. As soon as I leave to go upstairs and lock myself in a room to go on an interview, and it's nonstop barking like the whole entire time. I'm like, really?
I resonate. I have a voiceover booth in my bedroom, and every time I go into the booth to record voiceover in a quiet space, that's when my cats are like scratching and like, pay attention to me, please. So I get it.
I know, right? I mean, these pets are,
they're needy. They just like us. I'm just as needy.
So I was looking you up online, and I see me and you both shared the same birthday. I'm the 5th of April too.
Yeah. Oh my God, what?
Yes.
That is crazy.
I know. I was like, I was looking up like the films you did and all that, and I'm like, wait a minute, her birthday is the 5th of April. Oh my God.
That is so insane. Aries Angels.
Yes.
Beware, everyone. Watch out. We got fire and horns coming out of our heads.
Right, exactly.
Well, I will wish you a happy birthday.
Well,
when it is our birthday.
I know, and our birthday's coming up soon too. It's only another few weeks. I didn't realize that.
Don't remind me, I'm getting old.
I know, the same with me. Because I was looking at that, and I was like, the month is almost over, and March is coming up, and I'm like, oh no, my birthday's coming up. I said the 5th of April. I'm like, no, it's coming up.
I know, it's about time for that Botox, huh? I'm in Hollywood and everyone gets Botox out here. I've never gotten it, but I'm like, is it time? Anyway.
So wanted to start out by asking you, like, how did you, what drew you to want to get involved with doing films and acting?
It's the only thing I ever wanted to do consistently in my life. I've always been kind of an extremes person. I like to try new things. I don't like routine. I don't like consistency. I don't like commitment. I don't like any of that stuff, even though I probably need to adhere to more of it. I've just naturally never been, I moved every year growing up, different school every year, different boyfriend, let's just keep changing the game. Right. But acting has been the only thing that I've always wanted. And I was able to stay consistent and committed to wanting it, which is such a weird deal. And I remember when I was really young, I mean, like 4 or 5 years old, I was in my first play. And I talked to my dad. Actually, I was at the gym on the stair stepper the other day, and I was on the phone with my dad. And I was asking him questions about me when I was a kid. And he was like, the minute you did that play, you looked at me and said, Daddy, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, wow, I mean, I don't remember that, but it resonates, it resonates because it's the only thing that I've stayed committed and consistent with. So yeah, ever since I can remember, that's all I've ever wanted to do.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. And I saw you've done like you've done some television shows too. You did like NCIS and Jane the Vert Virgin. Like how was it like, being involved in like two really big shows like that?
It's been a really like kind of slow progression. When I first started, I was doing community theater, and then I moved to London
Oh, wow.
randomly. I got married to this British dude for a couple of years. It was very fun.
Okay.
And I moved to London, and I did a lot of theater and a lot of like commercials and like internal jobs, presenting things. Like I worked for Philips, Philips, like the shaving brand, and they've got and I would go in and I would do kind of like some internal presentation kind of stuff. So it's just like little things here and there, but I always wanted to, be on like the West End or Broadway or TV film. So I kept churning, and I did a couple of off West End shows in London, and I realized how little theater paid. And theater was all I had ever done.
Yeah.
It's where my heart is. When I am big enough, I'm going to go back to the theater and make some more money. But there's just so much work in the theater and so little pay. So, ever since I was a kid, I wanted to, be a star, whatever you call yourself when you're a kid.
Right.
So when I moved to LA, it was 2016. And within a couple years, I booked my first co-star role, and then my first guest star role. And one of my first guest star roles was Jane the Virgin. And it was so extreme and exciting because, I finally was on a show.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was like, I was nervous, and I didn't, the etiquette when you're on set is kind of weird. You don't know who you can talk to, or like, you don't want to be in anyone's way. And it's still very kind of new. And then over the past year or two, since I've started booking regulars and recurring roles, it's become so much more easy. I can go on, say hi to whoever I want, do what I want, make sure I do a damn good job, and get the hell out of there. That's kind of it. So it's been interesting because no matter, to kind of answer your question, actually, the smaller role you have, the less you feel kind of like family on set. You're just coming in for a day or 4 days, and then you're out of there. So the people are like, hi, so-and-so, coming to makeup, go in here, go to your job. They don't really know you. They're never going to get to know you.
Yeah.
And whenever you get a bigger role, like a regular, you're on set with everybody for months, and it feels very different. So no matter how big the show is, it's really how big your part is that kind of determines how comfortable you can get on the set. But no matter what, it's always still exciting, and like a little, you're always nervous to your first day of school.
I know, right? So like, what was the first film you booked? I mean, I know you did like a lot of television shows. Like, what was the first film you ever booked?
Well, this is also kind of a funny question, because when I was like 19, I just graduated college. And I moved back to Texas, and I did my first indie feature film. I did a couple of short films for friends, but I did my first indie feature film, and it was an experience. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I was married in it, and I was 18. Like, I didn't know. I had some sex scenes, and I was like, okay, like whatever. I got paid diddly squat. But it was super fun. And the people that I made the project with was super fun. And then when I moved to London, I did a couple of similar indie features like that, where I'm not getting paid much. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm doing it. And then I came to LA, and in 2017 I booked this film called Sinister Squad, which is
Yes.
oh God, it was woo, what a memory. It was with the production company Asylum, which did Sharknado.
Yes.
All their stuff is like horror but funny, but like low budget but like fun. And it was such a silly, ridiculous film. Like watching it now, I'm like, what? But shooting it was a hell of a good time. I made some of my closest friends. I'm still really good friends with Johnny Ray Diaz, who
Yeah.
was the lead of that film.
Yeah.
He was actually just on Pam and Tommy.
Okay. Yeah. Really?
He has a funny guest star on Pam and Tommy. You should watch it. Yeah.
Oh.
So like those feature films, I don't know if they did much for my career or my bank account, but they did a lot for me in regards to like just learning how to be on a set, be in front of the camera, working with other actors, learning kind of how the hierarchy works between the director, the DP, the first AD, things like that.
Oh, okay. Well, you know, I was actually one of the people that actually saw that movie.
Yeah, I played. Then you saw me playing a cannibalistic witch. It was, I love monsters. I can see by your shirt that you and I are kind of in the same game here.
Yes.
But monster stuff is where my heart is, and
Really?
it's never usually going to win an Oscar, but it's going to be so much fun to watch, so much fun to shoot. Like, and I love playing an evil monster all day long. So I was blessed to do that project for reasons that aren't usual.
There you go. And you say you love scary stuff. You love horror films. And what type of horror films do you like? Are you more of like slasher, monster, spiritual? Like,
It's kind of changed over the years, but I like them all. I just have to be in a different mood. Like I love a zombie film, right? Like a 28 Days Later kind of guy, like, all day. But then I also love like a supernatural. There's this, I think it's called maybe Grave Diggers. It's about like a paranormal.
I saw that.
It's like a paranormal investigation team that goes into a hospital, and then the actual ghosts come. But that kind of, I love a ghost film. Paranormal Activity. I mean, come on, like those were, they really hit the ringer with those. But then I also love like Child's Play, like old school like silly slashers. I'm definitely, based on your shirt, I'm definitely more of a Freddy than a Jason.
Okay. All right.
Just because there's a supernatural element to the serial killer, as opposed to, I mean, I guess Jason also like comes back from the dead in a way, but it's not the same. It's not the same. Okay. We're not inside of a dream. It's way cooler.
That's true.
But yeah, I like them all. Like the more blood and gore. I just saw the new Texas Chainsaw. My friend Shin was an executive producer on that, and he's actually in the film. He's the Asian guy in the bus. Phone. Yeah. And it was fun. And like, I don't think it's going to, a lot of those kind of movies have a very similar, calculated way of going. You're at the gas station in the middle of nowhere. The creepy guy comes, kind of like Cabin in the Woods.
Oh my God, I love that movie.
Oh my God, best film ever. Yes. Because it really plays on those tropes that you have to have.
Yes.
And so it's
like, with that movie, did you ever think saw Gorney Weaver was going to show up at the end?
Oh my God. Oh, genius.
I didn't even know she was in the movie. Like, when I saw that, I was like freaking out. I was like, oh my God, it's Gorney Weaver.
Yeah, I love how it really plays on tropes and like, but also surprises you because they knew about those tropes. But even a tropey horror film that kind of follows the procedural exact way that every other one goes, like I still just love it.
Oh, definitely. And you're right with like Freddy and Jason. Like Freddy, it's hard not to escaping because you have to go to sleep. Jason, you can just like hide or outrun him, but I don't know, somehow he walks and you're running and he still catches you.
Yeah, I don't know. And it's the same with like the Texas Chainsaw with Leatherface, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, he should be going down, but he's not going down. And I thought he was dead. And like, you know, that's all really fun. But I think, yeah, that's, if I had to like put it in order, it would probably be supernatural ghosts, then zombies, then vampires, then serial killer.
Okay. All right. It's a good list. I like that.
Thank you.
It's a really good list. I'm a big fan of all those movies, like the vampire movies. I love one of my favorite ones is actually Queen of the Damned.
Yes.
Like, I love that movie.
Yeah, sexy and brutal. Rest in peace, Aaliyah.
Yes, exactly. She was great in that.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So do you see like the new Scream and Halloween Kills and all that?
I saw Halloween Kills. It was hilarious. I have not seen the new Scream, but I'm planning on seeing it. I'm going to go to AMC like next week and see it. I love the preview for it. So fun. Yeah, I'm excited.
Oh, definitely. If you like the other films, you'll definitely love this. It definitely has like Scream 1 vibes to it.
Oh my God, yes. Oh, I can't wait. And Neve Campbell. I mean, she comes back, you're like, what? All right, I'm down for you, girl.
Exactly. And Texas Chainsaw was gory. I loved it.
Yeah, so gory. Love that. So yeah, there's just like, you know, there's the fun films that you're just going to have a fun time doing and a fun time watching. And like, it may never win an award and you may not make a whole bunch of money off of it, but like, we're here to have, like, you want to have fun at work. So yes. I would definitely continue to do horror for the rest of my life, but simultaneously, I want to play roles that are, you know, a little less tropey and a bit more, you know, complicated and aligned with, you know, the craft.
Yeah.
But yeah. I'm stoked about
like the series that you were in, the horror series. I know what you did last summer. How did you wind up finding out about the series? Because I didn't even know they were coming out with series. It just popped up on my screen one day. TV series. I know what you did last summer. I was like, huh?
Yeah, you and me both, dude. I'm just auditioning all the time. And my rep sent me an audition and it said, I know what you did last summer. And I was like, what? And obviously, like, being a horror buff, I was like, they're making this into a series? Like, what? And the audition came in to be, you know, Lila Clay. And I was like, this is awesome. And I auditioned for it and then I got it and then I went and shot it. And that was literally like as much as I knew about it as it was happening.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I mean, while we were shooting, I didn't even know who the killer was until the end until we were shooting episode 7.
Oh.
Wild. Yeah. We don't know. Actors don't know anything. Yeah. Actors literally know nothing. We're the last people to find out anything.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. That was actually my next question. If you knew who the killer was, and okay.
Telling you, they don't tell us jack.
Wow.
It was fun. And which was great for my character because I don't want to know.
Yeah.
I wanted to try and figure it out. And like, that was the whole job. So it was fine by me. But a lot of the other cast members were like, why don't we know? I mean, even the killer didn't know until the end.
Oh, come on, are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Like, we were all on set, like, what if I'm the killer? What if I'm the killer? Like, did I? So it was interesting. It was fun. I'm sad that we didn't get renewed because I know there was so much more fun, culty, honey covered stuff that we could have unfolded. But it was such a fun experience for sure.
Awesome. Yeah. When I found out that got canceled, I was like, are you serious? Come on now.
I know.
You only gave one season? Like, really?
Yeah, they just wanted the murder and that was it. They don't care about your cult.
That's true. That's true. So, while you were filming the series, you play a cop in it, and how did you prepare to play for that role?
Well, it was funny because I had just gotten off of Stumptown
Yeah.
for ABC, and I was playing the detective on that show. And so
Oh yeah, that's right.
a lot of the same, conceptual police officer duties of like how I hold my gun and what is my day-to-day lifestyle would kind of translate and be parallel. But when we were shot in Hawaii, I realized that their protocol for like county sheriff versus state police is like different and kind of opposite than what is done on the mainland. So I
Oh.
had to do a little bit more research to figure out kind of what the particularities were in comparison to the mainland. I ended up like knocking on the door of like a Honolulu police department, and I was like, can y'all help me? And they put me in touch with their media department and hooked me up with this woman who literally, I'm not going to say her name because I haven't gotten permission, but
Well, yeah.
she was like my liaison. And she was a retired lieutenant who had been on the force for a long time. And she really helped me with the ins and outs of like how the precinct worked, and how someone of my age could have risen up the ranks that
Mhm.
quickly. And then we had our props guys on set, and we had some of our experts on set that helped me with a few of like the technical things. Cause when I played a detective, I didn't have like the uniform and like the GAC belt.
Yeah.
So that was all kind of new. And then other than that, other than like just trying to imagine this being my day job and me like knowing this is what I do every day for a living and this is how I handle situations, I just tried to bring me to the role. And that was about it. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, you definitely did a lot of work for that role.
Yeah. I mean, every role
Well,
to do
yeah,
it
yeah.
justice, you want to make sure that you could actually live in the shoes of that character. And what would Fiona Rene be like if she grew up on a small island, being a cop? And, I have to figure out those details. But once I figured them out, it was easy to translate. And with the backstory of her character, unfortunately, no season 2, you never got to see a huge backstory.
Yeah.
But me and the showrunner and a lot of the other characters kind of really tried to figure out what was the history of our characters. What were we like in high school? I think in the show, you see me and the girl who plays Courtney, we like
Mhm.
have this thing where we went to high school together. So like, what was that like? And what did we do? And what were we like in high school?
Right, exactly.
And the characters that we kind of had figured out along with the showrunner were actually not that. I mean, Lila was not that different from me when I was in high school, kind of like an overachiever, but also a horrible troublemaker. And,
Nice.
it wasn't too far from me. So
Okay.
it wasn't that hard.
So, what did what did you love best, uh, about playing her?
Shooting in Hawaii.
That was that
Easy.
that was a fast answer.
Oh my gosh. Shooting in Hawaii and carrying a gun. Albeit it was fake. It was still really cool. Um, yeah, I mean, it was a fun role. I wish she had, I wish you got to see more of her
Mhm.
layers. And I wish that we could have explored a lot of like the depths of her. But I mean, I got to play a boss bitch in Hawaii. Like that's just just that.
I know, right? Exactly. You that enough said, right?
Right, right.
And what scene did you love most from the show?
Ooh, I think it would be different what I love to shoot and what I love to watch.
Oh, okay. All right.
I really enjoyed shooting um, the scene where Courtney and I get into an altercation at
Mhm.
the precinct, and she's accusing me of like knowing something about her daughter's disappearance that I don't know. That was probably one of my favorite days of shooting because Cassie Beck, who plays Courtney, is now one of my closest friends, and
Oh,
she is
nice.
such a phenomenal actress. And we really were able to play and connect. And it was, one of the only scenes where you really got to see like some backstory to Lila and like a relationship that had a lot of history. So that was really fun to play. But watching the series back, one of my favorite things was watching when I discovered Riley in the cave.
Yes.
And I was like, that was so fun to watch because it's like, ooh, what is she gonna find? She's got her flashlight and her gun, and like we're in a spooky cave. Like that was such a fun scene to watch. And then probably like if I had to pick one that was like fun to watch and fun to play was one of the final scenes with Lennon / Allison and Margot, and I'm trying to remember the actual character names, but Zeke, Bree, and Madison at the very end where they have the gun on each other and I come in and I don't know who stabbed who and I'm trying to figure it out. That was really fun too.
Sweet. Awesome. And how was the set like what was a day on set like?
It really just depends whether we were on location or whether we were at the studio. And who else was shooting that day. I mean, if it was just you shooting all day, like when we shot episode 5, it was me in the studio inside the police department in the precinct shooting the interviews. And it was just me in this room all day, and people would come in and we would do the questions and they would leave. And it was just like, dang, like someone bring me a tea, like, okay, I'm just in this box all day. As opposed to like when we shot on location by the ocean and I'm on that cliff and everyone's there and everyone's wearing high vis and they've got to stop the traffic. And, that's totally different day. But on a normal day, like I'd go in, I'd get my sides of the trailer, go into hair and makeup, shoot the shit with everybody, eat too many candy bars. Crafty is the bane of my existence. I gained a whole bunch of weight while I was in COVID. And then right whenever I started shooting, I know we did last summer, I was at the biggest that I had ever been. And I was like, that's okay. Like, I think that really works with Lila's character. But I was like, but I can't get any bigger. Okay. So slow down with the candy bars at Crafty, Fiona. They had like beef jerky and donuts and like all sorts of stuff that I did not need to eat. But Crafty's my favorite place to be. And then also the local talent crew. A lot of the gaffers on set, a lot of the guys behind the scenes doing the lights and the set design. A lot of those were, local girls and gals from Hawaii. And it was so cool to meet them and see kind of what their local life was there. And like learning about the area and the food and the culture from them. That was probably my favorites.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm sure you were a fan of the films too, because I used to love the films, and like one of my best things with the film is Buffy is in it.
I know. I met Freddie Prinze Jr. at a weed store like 5 years ago. Nice. And I was like, listen, I need to be friends with you, but mainly because I'm trying to get to your wife. Just throwing that out there. I've been a massive Buffy fan.
Oh my God, I love that.
I don't think I own any DVD box sets ever. I've never purchased a DVD box set except Buffy and Supernatural.
Okay. All right.
Those are the only two. And Buffy I've seen like too many times. Like if I had to geek out over anything, it would be Buffy. And like Sarah Michelle Gellar is like obviously Buffy, so she's the best. But Allison Hannigan, man, like
Willow,
like her transition in season 5 and 7, I was like, oh God.
Evil Willow was insane. Like that was insane.
The best. Literally the best. So yeah, I obviously loved the films. I recently met Ryan Phillippe and he looks the exact same. And I was like,
no, the guy doesn't age.
Why? What's going on?
He doesn't age.
What's going on? Yeah, he looks literally the exact same as he did 20 years ago.
Yes.
But yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. And of course, like in the film, Ryan shows off his abs.
Looks the same. I mean, I didn't see his abs this year, so maybe he doesn't have abs, but he's still killing it.
Yeah,
Well
definitely. And like with the television series and the film, like how does the how do you think the TV series differs
so
from the
different.
films? Yeah.
Literally, the only similarity is that 4 teenagers in a car hit something on the side of a road that is next to an ocean.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
You know,
that was
like
basically like the only thing. Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Hmm.
I mean, ours is obviously a lot more kind of like new age, and it has like some euphoria
Hmm.
tones to it. That the teenagers in the original films didn't get that raunchy or dirty. But yeah, I feel like the whole thing is just like totally, it's like a completely different.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
And I'm a big fan of like video games, and I did not know that you're one of the voices in the Yakuza game.
Oh yeah.
Because I
Oh yeah.
actually I played like all those games, and I and you're actually the voice for one of the people in the game.
Yeah. That's so funny. I didn't realize that game was going to be so big. A lot of my day job work, when I'm not on set, is doing
Mhm.
voiceover.
Oh,
And
sweet.
a lot of the time it's video games, but a lot of the time it's like promo. Like I'll do like for Freeform or NBC or CBS, like tonight, 7:38 Central, watch something here on ABC or whatever. Um,
Nice.
but there's a new game coming out this year, 2022, called We Are OFK.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's super cool because it's like I'm super into interactive, like immersive storytelling, which video games are, but this one's episodic. So you're like watching a series that you're kind of like choose your own adventure. You're like watching this narrative happen, but you're getting to choose kind of like how the characters respond, kind of like in Detroit Become Human.
Yeah. That
Which
was a
is
good game.
such a dope game. It was one of my favorite games ever made. Um,
Nice.
and then
Nice.
as you play the game and you unlock these narratives, you unlock more story and you unlock music videos, because the whole video game is about these 4 musicians in Los Angeles trying to make it.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
so it's going to be really fun. It should come out on PS4, PS5 this year.
Oh, all right. I'm definitely getting it
You
then.
have to play it.
I'm definitely getting it then.
Yeah.
So, what do you like doing during your free time, if you
What's
actually
that?
do have any free
Yeah.
time?
What's that? I don't know what those words mean, Rocco. Um, it's hard to like want to call yourself like an activist or a philanthropist or,
Mhm.
I don't know what those words are, but I have a lot of, if you ask any of my close friends, I always want to talk about deep stuff, and I always want to get down to the nitty gritty of what's going on in people's lives, mental
Mhm.
health, physical health, emotional health. So a lot of my time is spent reading, going and meditating by the water.
Nice.
I've been working with a couple of different nonprofits. I work with quite a few nonprofits that are based in, one is like community renewal. One is, well, it's actually kind of cool. I have a project that I'm putting together in Oklahoma right now.
Oh, okay.
And it's a group of nonprofits all working together to create one space that is really about, you know, how people consume things and how that can be healthy and or unhealthy. So kind of bringing some consumption awareness around, whether it's the people you surround yourself with in your community, the food you put in your body, or the substances that you put in your body. So we've got 3 really great nonprofits: Community Renewal, Gateway, and Community Market, which is like a food drought. They
Oh,
bring
wow.
food to areas that have food drought and food insecurity. So like that's kind of like where my passion and my heart lies, is like You know, I come from a small town in Oklahoma that has a lot of meth and a lot of pills and not a lot of food security and a lot of gambling and and so I think I spent a lot of my time talking about those like deep topics with people. And I also take an art class on Mondays.
Oh, sweet. Nice.
I don't know. That's about it. I
Okay.
just recently got a Nintendo Switch.
Oh, nice. What kind of games do you got for it?
Just Mario Party and
Okay.
the old school Super Mario Brothers
Yes, yeah.
and Mario Kart. Because you can't play Mario Kart or Mario Party on any other platform.
I know,
So I
exactly.
had to get that. And then I did a game like, I don't know, 5 years ago called The Invisible Hours. It's a virtual
Okay.
reality game. So I had to get a PS4 so I could play that, or sorry, a
Ah,
PSVR so I could play that. And then there's a whole bunch of games that you can't get on PSVR that you can only get on the Oculus.
yeah, I know.
So I got an Oculus and got stuck in that world. So I guess I play some games, but I'm not great.
Okay.
That's about it.
What about songs? Like what kind of songs you like listening to? What's on your playlist?
Let's see what's on my playlist. I'm gonna tell you right now. You know, I kind of like go through, you know, when on Spotify they had this thing at the end of the year that's like your most played genres.
Yeah,
All of mine were
exactly.
different. One was like rap, country, indie folk, and dance pop. Like it was
Okay.
like they are all kind of not making any sense. Um, I've been listening to a lot of FKA Twigs, a lot of Tin Liquor. Um, you know, and I also really like I like old country, like Hank Williams, Johnny Cash stuff.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
And then I used to be kind of a metalhead when I was younger.
Nice.
I listened to like a lot of Coheed and Cambria. But now I like listen to like I think kind of like sappy music.
Okay.
Like acoustic guitar and a guy like, you know, I can't help myself. Someone told me that recently. They're like, you listen to a lot of really sad music. And I don't think it's sad. I think it's more like melancholy,
Yeah. Well,
you know?
I mean, it's probably not sad. It's just slower. So
Yeah,
when
it's
people
sad, but
hear it, yeah,
also beautiful.
yes,
Kind of
exactly.
like Claire de Lune, right? Like that Claire de Lune, you know, the piano
Yeah,
piece.
yeah,
It's like you can watch it while looking at a sunset, and it can either be the most beautiful thing you've ever seen and heard, or it can be the saddest thing you've ever seen and heard. And it's kind of up to you
yeah.
how you're gonna digest that. That's what I like. I like music that's like that.
Okay, okay. And, and like, what about like television? Are you like a binge watcher, like a Netflix and Hulu and all that?
Yes, I'm just like the rest of you, Rocco. I get sucked in and I can't get off the couch. Whether it's I just watched Maid.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I also just watched all of the new Too Hot to Handle.
Nice.
And then I watched all of Dope Sick. And I also watched all of the new Love is Blind.
Okay.
So whether it's trashy romance reality TV or whether it's like amazing, you know, SAG nominated series, yeah, when I have time, I'll take like one night out of like a 3-week period and I'll binge watch a whole show.
Nice.
But I don't usually every night have time to sit and watch a little TV every night. So
Mhm.
I'm more of like, oh, it's been 3 weeks and I haven't sat on the couch. Let me just sit on the couch for 24 hours, not talk to anyone and binge watch like 2 or 3 shows.
Okay, hey, that's great. Now, did you see the series of Chucky?
No.
Oh my
Oh
God, it's so
no.
good. It's
There's
so
a
good.
Chucky
There's a
series?
TV series of Chucky.
What
Yeah, it
what
just came
platform?
out. It was on the USSA network, and it was also on sci-fi too. And I think it's eight episodes long, and each episode is only like 40 minutes, 45 minutes.
Can you get it streaming?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Where?
That's a good question.
You're gonna message me after this.
Okay.
I'm gonna need you to email me
All right.
where I can find it. I mean, I guess I could Google it. But no, I haven't watched it and I will.
It's so good. Oh my God.
Hilarious.
Yes.
I do love Chucky.
And for a television show that's on, it's not on HBO or Showtime, but Chucky curses up a storm, and I was shocked.
That's so crazy because when we were growing up, you couldn't even say bitch on
I
TV. Now they're
know.
dropping the F-bomb,
Oh my
S-bomb. I'm
God,
like,
yes.
dang.
Chucky, every episode, Chucky is Chucky, like that funny, foul mouth doll. Like,
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
and
Oh, is that with Aubrey Plaza?
nah, she's not
Who
in
is
that.
it? Okay.
Jennifer Tilly's back in it.
Oh my God, I love her. Okay. I'll watch it.
Okay.
All done. I'll watch it.
And they're like, I don't know if you go out to bars and drink or anything. Like, if you're out at a bar getting drunk, is there a certain karaoke song that you would sing if you had a couple drinks in you?
I don't really drink.
Okay.
I got pretty intense Asian glow. I mean, I'll have a glass of wine or something every once in a while, but it hits me really quick and it doesn't go down well. And I always prefer to drive, so I would rather be the DD of the night.
Gotcha.
But that does not stop me from doing karaoke.
Okay.
I can sober karaoke all day long.
Okay.
And my go-to karaoke song is Johnny Cash, Folsom Prison Blues.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, that's my go-to. That's my go-to. I get like real pumped up. Any kind of like old country reminds me of like home, reminds me of my roots, and I get real pumped up real quick.
Awesome. Nice. And is is there anything like that is coming out for you? Do you want to like push or talk about?
Lincoln Lawyer should be coming out in the next few months. SWAT is already out, but my episode should be coming out in the next few months. OFK, like I said, is coming out later on this year. So you should be seeing me guest starring in quite a few little series over the next couple months. And then right now it's pilot season in LA. So I've just been auditioning like an insane person. I've got 2 series regular auditions that I've got to film tomorrow morning.
Nice.
So yeah, it's a few series regs coming up, or a few guest stars coming up, and hopefully another series reg by the end of the year. We'll see.
Sweet. Well, good luck with everything, and
thank you.
I hope you get cast in the film or series.
Thank you. Thank you. We're going to put out to the universe that I'm super grateful already for the action film that I booked and the new horror series I'm starring in. We're just going to already be thankful for that.
Exactly.
Thank you, Rocco. Thank you so much.
Of course. And where can fans find you at? Like, what's your
it's super easy.
And all that.
At Fiona Rene. Done. Okay, it's literally the same on everything. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that definitely works.
Bish bash bosh. Done.
Right.
Come and find me.
Well, before I go, since it's a few weeks away, I want to wish you a happy birthday. We're both going to be celebrating same day in a few weeks. So
you too. Happy birthday, twin.
I know, right? Exactly.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thanks again for coming on the show. You are so awesome and funny, and I really had fun with this.
Me too.
Thank
you so much. Thank you. Anytime. Thanks for having me. Bye.
Definitely. Have a good night.
Good night.